We were at the Three Narrows section. As you can see on the map here, there's a long finger of the lake. You're going all the way up one side and crossing here and going down the other side, just crossing on this rocky, messy dam looking thing. There are some sections of this area, especially down in the beginning, where it's narrow and shallow enough you could probably just drop trow and walk across it. In fact, when I was here in '95 with my brother-in-law Ken, we did just that. We waded across up there a little ways. It was in May and it was so flooded around here that it didn't really make much difference. It was harder to go through the woods than it was just to cross. So there you have it. Now we're just going to go across here and up and over to the trail again. Okay, just so you're aware, that was a shortcut, because the trail does go down further and around. But again, if it's dry enough and the water is low enough at the dam, you might just as well cross it and come in and catch the trail again on the other side. Oh, here's something different. Whole bunch of fur. Looks like moose. Let's say something got ate here. There's a bunch more fur up in the bush. Hair, I guess. But there's no bones, so not sure what happened there. Nature is cruel. Here's just a view of some typical woodland sections of the trail. Pretty easy hiking. You can make decent time on this stuff. But you still can't really race along either, because there's all kinds of crap sticking out of the ground. Pretty typical of southern Ontario. Okay, after Three Narrows section, you come through a lot of areas like this. And right now it's dry and you can motor through here like nothing. But in the spring, a lot of it looks like that. I remember clearly coming through here, and it took us an awfully long time to get through this areas because they were full of standing water. You're hopping from log to log. You're trying to wind your way around, and you get a lot of soakers. Your feet get wet. It was unpleasant, and it took a very long time to get through. Right now, piece of cake. It's September, you know. We had a very dry summer, so there's no problem whatsoever here. But if you're planning a trip in early spring, you have to think about that too. So here we're on a bigger section of Three Narrows Lake. Beautiful lake. This is campsite number H16. I'll just give you a look around. I'm not staying here. I have to go up to 17. I just stopped here for some water. But you get the general idea. There's a kind of semi-flat tent site. Some places are better than others. There's a short trail up through here. Goes to the standard box pooper that you see in the background. This is a bit of a rougher kind of site. It does have really nice water access. Just kind of go down there. and the water gets deep right away, so it's be a nice spot for swimming or fishing or whatever you want to do. So I'll just sit here for a few minutes and move on up to my campsite. So the map would imply that this area is all flat, even. You know, there's not a lot of topographic lines on there. But it's a bit deceiving because actually the trail here is a little bit rough. You know, you got a lot of roots, a lot of crap sticking out of the ground. It's all hilly, up and down, little short hills, rocks. So it takes a little bit longer than you would think. So if you're planning, you know, it's a heads up. So after all that hiking through the woods, up and down, now we're getting into the real views. Should be quite a few of them coming up today. Okay, this guy's just standing still, well, girl I guess, sort of staring at me. First big wildlife I've seen this time around. Doesn't seem to be bothered by me at all. See the type of terrain we're in now. Right now the trail's going up around those rocks, way up to the top. There are some sections of trail where you have to use your hands a bit to get up the rocks, and there's a lot of pine needles around, things like that. It can be kind of slippery if it's raining. Right now it's about as good as it can ever be. But it's a little rough. So this is site H20. I just stopped here to get some water. For those of you keeping track, took about just a hair over 2 hours to get here. That's walking slow because I'm moving at a snail's pace really. This site is kind of rough and the water access is a bit tricky, but it gives you an idea. at the fire pit sitting right out on the rock there. And it's a long way down to the water. At this point we're going to turn the corner and start heading east, so we'll be on the northernmost section of the trail. And we should be heading up the ridges then and getting some good views.